So I'm gonna make 2 breads. So here I have empty mixing bowl. I'm gonna add 700 grams of water. It's a lukewarm water. Now I'm gonna add 200 grams of starter. You can see it's all bubbly, so it should work now. You don't want to have water too hot so it doesn't cook it, but let's see here, it floats, so that means it's good to go. So I have a starter and the water right in the mixing bowl. I'm gonna stir it up a little bit just to break it up a bit. For this recipe, I'm gonna add 200 grams of whole wheat flour and rest of it, which is 900 grams of all-purpose. It's all King Arthur. So I've got 1100 grams of flour. Now salt, I do 22 grams of salt. Now into the mixer, stir it for a few seconds, and then on the second setting for about 10 minutes. That's about done mixing, so I'm gonna shut it off. Consistency I'm looking for, it's smooth, no big lumps, and it doesn't break, so it stays together. Now I'm going to transfer dough into a plastic bowl because I have a lid for it. And here I'm gonna keep it for about 2 hours, and every 30 minutes I'm going to fold it. Here it is. Cover it up. Set a timer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is up. Then uncover it. Dip my hands in the water a little bit here so it doesn't stick. And just gonna fold it a little bit here. And consistency of this dough is gonna change with time. So it's getting a little bit tougher. And again, another 30 minutes. After another 30 minutes, I'm gonna fold it again. And I already can see some bubbles in the dough. It doesn't stick as much to my hands. That's what I want to see. And another one, nice little stretch here. Fold it over, cover it up for another 30 minutes. Hour and a half pass. Now I'm gonna fold it the third time. Gonna look at consistency now. I can stretch it to the ceiling probably now. Yeah, it's almost done. All right, I'm gonna let it stand for another 30 minutes and then into forming bread loaves. Now I'm gonna dust down baskets with a little bit of flour. They had some residue from previous uses, but they generally should be dusted every time. It has been 2 hours since I put dough into a mixing bowl. I don't put much flour on a silicone sheet. Dough is not very sticky anymore. Just gonna dump it out here. And since I'm making 2 loaves, I'm going to divide it in half. Somewhere close to a half. All right. I'm gonna spread out the dough a little bit. Stretch it. It's needed for gluten to bind better. And fold it onto itself. I'm trying to keep the bottom portion of the dough intact so it keeps tension on the bread when it bakes. I'm just gonna roll it and pull it at the same time, like that. Yes. And now I'm just gonna place my hands on it and roll it. Just pulling it while keeping outside layer from ripping. Just a few times here. Just want to have a nice tension on the outside. And roll a little bit more, because my baskets are oval shape. The reason I don't put much flour on the silicone, so I can roll it into some seeds that are prepared here. The seeds are helping from dough from sticking to the basket. Also adds lots of good flavor. Like that into the basket. I'm gonna cover it up. Place it into a bag. Like that. Put it from drying out in the refrigerator. And into the refrigerator for about 14 hours or a little bit more. After about 14 hours, I'm taking out loaf from refrigerator, and I'm gonna place it on a parchment paper for baking. There it is. I'm gonna slice it like this. There it is. Nice big cut into the bread. Here it is. My Dutch oven, I've been preheating inside the oven for 30 minutes, so it's nice and hot at 450 degrees. So I'm just gonna place my bread with parchment paper right in there. It's very important to preheat your Dutch oven inside the oven at 450 so it cooks properly. Now I'm just gonna place lid on at 450 degrees for 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna remove lid and continue cooking for another 15 minutes at 450 degrees. After that, I'm gonna take bread out of Dutch oven and it's done. And here it is, after 45 minutes, bread is out of oven. And I'm gonna take it out from here. Here it is, nicely baked.